Mike Pisani. He's the CEO of SmartOptionsTrading.com. He's joining us here to take a look at a couple he's got his eye on. Mike, let's begin with Bitcoin on the move lower. I saw the sharp move. Is there anything that anyone can chalk up in terms of what's behind this?
Hey, Ben. Good to be back with you. You know, what comes around goes around, right? So yeah. Bitcoin has had, since it first became tradable in the futures market, a wild ride. From 20,500 area down to 30,000, about 3,000. And recently it banged up into the 13,000 range again, based upon the expectation of Facebook launching their Libra coin, right? And today, Zuckerberg was on the Hill talking about that. And he made one statement. He said, well, if the U.S. won't give us approval, we're going to withdraw from the Libra consortium. Which is kind of funny because that's his consortium, right? He started it. So Facebook's going to back out of it. And that one statement, I think, is what really got Bitcoin selling off. Basically, the idea is there any kind of stability here? Is there anybody that really going to step in? You know, it's been funny. There was a lot of reports that China was buying Bitcoins for a while there back when it was running up to 13,000, that was their safe haven instead of buying gold. A lot of the people in China were buying Bitcoins, the traders there. I mean, to me, Bitcoin is nothing of any kind of safe haven, none of these cryptocurrencies. There's something you can play in. You could have a little bit of a portfolio of it, but not a big piece of it. Kind of like gold, something you might want to have a little bit of, but not a lot. And look at all these blockchain names associated with this. They've all kind of just disappeared, whether it was Riot or XNet or Mara. The only ones that have really participated that are still around is IBM is still growing their blockchain business. And Square, I think, is still the only company in the major companies that's actually still trading Bitcoin. You can actually do transactions of Bitcoin through Square. Outside of those, there's not much going on in this space.
Mike,
I don't think it's going away.
I guess one thing I'm wondering is how much of a game changer, you're the options guy, heard options on futures soon. What should that bring?
More volatility.
Okay.
Right? Another way to manipulate the underlying there, the futures market on it, by buying the options on it and forcing people to buy and cover it.
Yeah.
It'll be more interesting.
Isn't the volatility one of the things traders like about this product?
Yeah, they love it, but a lot of people don't. You have to be quick, right? If you're going to be trading Bitcoin in the volatility market, you have to be able to get in and out quickly.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to buy and hold, and that's just not something you can do with Bitcoin right now, right? You got to get in and out. You got to be surgical. A lot of time these moves happen after hours, so these are pajama traders. Or how many times do we see it on the weekends, right? You and me, we don't want to be paying attention to the markets on Saturdays, Sundays. Meanwhile, Bitcoin is either raging or getting killed for action that takes place because it's open 24/7.
Yeah.
So I just think it's not for the average person.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, especially the fact that some of that volatility happens in the overnight session. I sometimes equate it to picking up nickels in front of a steamroller. Watch your fingers. Let's move on here. Let's talk about a couple of the names that are set to report this afternoon. We've got a long list here. Let's begin with Las Vegas Sands, ticker symbol LVS. What are you going to be looking for, Mike?
This is one I'm very, very interested in seeing what's happened. The casinos have been just stuck in this downtrend for over a year now. A lot of that had to do with the Chinese trade war, right? That really has leaned upon them. So what I'm watching for Las Vegas Sands, and they're expecting 76 cents EPS, $3.34 billion today. And the option market's pricing at a $1.88 move, which is fairly tame for LVS, by the way. And to me, it's not whether how they beat big today. It's about what they say about their forward guidance. What did they say specifically about Macau? The China numbers have been pretty poor the last year. Are we going to see people coming back to Macau? Are we seeing a softening now with the potential phase one of the trade war continuing to move forward? Do we see more people coming back to Macau? Less worry about regulation that they had talked about. China had been talking about possibly retaliating against the casinos, the American casinos there. So I'll be watching to see what that news is. And, if it's good, I think, it has to get above 61, 62 area to go. There's a downtrend in there. If it can break above 61 or 62, I think LVS will go, and I think the other casinos will follow. And if it's not so good, then you got to watch out. Then probably looking around 53.50 to 52 area as places that need to kind of hold and therefore to stay in the game.
All right, we'll keep a close eye on the Macau results, and we'll also definitely be dialed in on those levels as well. Mike, talk to us about PayPal. I noticed they're under pressure here today, not just today. These are levels they haven't seen since March as they're headed into earnings, currently trading down on the day by about 2%, it looks like.
All the payment stocks got really hit yesterday hard, whether it was PayPal, Square, Visa, MasterCard, continuing here a little bit today. And PayPal had a hell of a run, right? They got all the way up to $121 a share. And the area to watch is 93 if it gets hit again. 93 is kind of where it broke out from on that run up there. Option market here is pricing in a $5.35 move. EPS 62 cents, $4.3 billion in revenue expected tonight. But the real thing to listen to on this report, and this is one I really want to hear too, is the Venmo numbers, right? That's their payment app. What do their Venmo numbers look like here? There's a talk that Square has been eating into those numbers steadily. By the way, there was a rumor last week that PayPal had offered Square $90 a buy them. I don't buy that rumor; it just seems unlikely to me. But it's really about Venmo, that those mobile app, those cash-to-cash transfers that are really starting to grow their business, and that's what everybody's going to look to hear tonight.
All right, let's real quick talk eBay, Mike. What are we going to be looking for there? I noticed they've been in about a $4 range. I'm wondering if earnings is something in terms of expectations that could potentially break them out of that range.
Isn't it funny we're talking about eBay and PayPal on the same night after eBay spun them PayPal off? We talked about eBay last time. It has a high area of around $42. It hit that last earnings. Really, there's two events that you have to watch for here. One is they don't have a CEO. Everybody's waiting to announce a new CEO. They have an interim CEO at the moment. And the second is Starboard has been trying to get them to spin off StubHub. My mistake. And if that happens, the stock's going to rally hard, but it doesn't really leave them with that much left in the coffers. So for me, this one is just kind of range bound, kind of trading in that $4 range, as you said. And I have the least interest in any of those because I don't think we're going to get an answer to that tonight.
All right, sounds like eBay is not that exciting at this point. We'll keep a close eye on it. And that would change, though, I'd imagine, Mike, if we were to get a breakout out of range. Traders, Mike Pisani joining us here this afternoon. He's the CEO of smartoptiontrading.com.